This is going to be quite the video. Hopefully you guys don't hear the background noise. Let me test that. Okay, we're good. Hello everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. Today's video is going to be a bookshelf tour. I'm finally doing one for you guys, mainly because I got all new shelves. I rearranged my room a little bit. It is finally time for me to give you guys a little tour. I'm so excited. And we're busting out the mini pink microphone that I usually use on my TikTok, but we're gonna use it today because when I tell you that they have been power washing my apartment building since 8:30 this morning, and it is actually the loudest thing on planet Earth. Hopefully you can't hear it. I'm gonna try to overlay a little bit of music, even though I'm talking, I think I'm gonna put some super quiet music in the background. It is, I want to say, like 3 p.m. still power washing, but I need to film. The show must go on. So hopefully this little mic is helping. It's bookshelf tour time, everybody. I'm so excited. So we're going to start with the shelf that I always film in front of, and then we're going to move on from there. So let's get started. We are starting right here. This is the shelf that I always film in front of, obviously. My door is right there and my bed is right here. So this is the little corner that I'm always in. And this is my special edition shelf. Like I said, I recently reorganized all of my shelves because I really wanted to make a dedicated shelf for my special editions, and I wanted it to be this one. I wanted it to be the one that I filmed in front of. So I made that happen. We'll see how long this lasts because I definitely don't plan on stopping getting special editions, and this shelf is only so big. But anyway, for right now, this is what we have going on. So I'm going to explain to you guys all of the special editions that I have on this shelf. I also did film a process of me organizing all of my shelves, which will be posted on my TikTok. This is just the tour. Moving a little closer, up here we have all of my Boys of Tommen special editions. These are from Eternal Embers x Larry Reads, and they are gorgeous. I have a whole special edition video on my YouTube. I may make an updated one as I continue to get more, but as of right now, all of the special editions I own are on this shelf. So these are my Boys of Tommen ones. These down here are my Legacy of Gods special editions. Some of my prized possessions. I love these so much. They're not in order because I wanted my favorites to be front and center. So we have God of Fury, God of Malice, and God of Wrath, and then the other two are in the back. Not that I didn't like the other two. Not two, three, right? Yeah. Not that I didn't like the other three, they're just not my favorites. And then moving all the way down to the bottom. I know this is kind of a weird angle, but this is what we have going on. Moving down to the bottom, we have my Knockout special editions. These are actually, you can literally get these from like Barnes and Noble, I think. I think that's where I got them from. These were gifts. These are off-campus special editions that I got from Afterlight exclusive. They are gorgeous. I'm so happy. The deal is actually signed. Love. And then these over here are Dirty Air special editions. Dirty Air by Lauren Asher. I originally just got Redeemed because Redeemed is my favorite in the series. And then I got the other three because they were being announced and released. So obviously I got the rest of them. But this is my new and improved filming shelf. You guys will see this very soon in probably next week's video. Is going to be the first YouTube video that I actually like film in front of this new shelf, how it's organized. That's the first shelf. On top of my shelf, I have random stuff. I'll give you guys a little overview of that as well. This is a little bit of like a getting ready station for me. I can't tell if the camera's crooked. I have a little mirror right here, and I have sunglasses, my salt lamp, my perfume, and all my like body spray and stuff like that. A little bit of jewelry. This isn't jewelry that I wear every day. It's just jewelry that's sitting here. Random lip gloss. This is also just like where I put stuff at the end of the day. Medication, like this is just like the first thing that is next to my door. So sometimes I just put stuff down there and it just ends up staying there. Moving on, we are going to save my two big bookshelves for last, and we're going to move on to the few books that I have in my bed shelves. So before I got more shelves, the bulk of my books were in these shelves that I have on my bed. But since I like the look of bookshelves more, I moved as many of my books off of my bed bookshelves onto my actual shelves. and I just love it so much more. I honestly love having open space right here to like put stuff down that I need to put stuff down. So like on the bottom here, I have like random medications that I need to take, a candle, like chapstick, stuff like that. On top here, I have more chapstick and my Kindle. Like I just love having this space open. But on this side, I do still have some books left that I wasn't able to fit on my shelves. At least I wasn't able to fit them with the organization plan that I have going on my other shelves. But these are just like miscellaneous books that I have here. Like I have Yours Truly by Abby Jimenez, Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. I actually really love that book. That was one of my favorites that I read when I first started reading. I still love that book. The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, haven't read that. Daisy Jones and the Six, haven't read that. A lot of this stuff I haven't read yet, not gonna lie. Hate Mail by Donna Marchetti. I got that book for Christmas last year. Haven't read it. Flock. I also have Exodus. You can't really see Exodus. It's right there in the corner. By Kate Stewart. It's the two books in the Ravenhood trilogy. Haven't read the Ravenhood trilogy. Twisted Loyalties by Cora Riley. It's the first book in her like mafia universe. Haven't read it. You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. This is a very like talked about book in terms of like when Book Talk really like first popped off around like quarantine time. This book was talked about a lot, and I think I got it, like I was gifted it, and I just never read it. I still don't know if I'm ever gonna read it, but whatever. The Love Hypothesis. I am actually so happy that I own this book and I've read it. This was another one of the first books I read when I started reading romance, and it's becoming a movie. So I can say, hey, ha, I read the book. And then I also have Archer's Voice sitting right here. I have read Archer's Voice and I loved it. It's not like an all-time fave or anything like that, but I have read it and it was cute. It was a good read. And then down here are some more miscellaneous books. I have the two Emily Henry books that have been on my shelves for my entire life. It feels I genuinely don't know if I'm ever going to read an Emily Henry book. There's just like nothing that is really calling to me when it comes to Emily Henry. So I might sell those. There's a lot of books on here that I might sell just because not only have I had them for a really long time, but they're just like nowhere on my radar in terms of books that I want to read anytime soon. So I might just give them away or sell them. And not gonna lie, my Emily Henry books are part of that list. Also the Abby Jimenez books that I have, because I've had them forever and I still have like not really any sort of desire to read them. I have Faking with Benefits by Lily Gold, which I have read. I read that like 2 years ago. It was a very fun, spicy Why Choose. And I have The Spanish Love Deception, which I read when another book that I read when I first started reading, and I did not really love it. Not gonna lie. And then I have Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I have not read that either. Haven't read it, but I have it. Will I read it? Maybe. And then on that side over there, we're not gonna climb over there. All I have over there is books that I read as a kid and like throughout middle school and high school that like stuck with me that I still love. So books like Number the Stars, The Glass Castle, The Hobbit, The Messenger, books that I will always remember, The Outsiders, like books like that. And I also have every single book from the series of Unfortunate Events series, because that is probably one of the only book series that I ever read and finished as a kid, because as a kid I did not like reading. Moving on. Next up, I have this little bookshelf right here, which used to be over by one of my other big bookshelves, but since I got the second big bookshelf, I had to move this one because I wanted the two big bookshelves next to each other, obviously. So this one moved over here, and this is my fantasy shelf. I managed to accumulate enough fantasy that I can create a whole shelf for it. So moving in closer. First of all, on the top, what we got going on up here, some crystallage going on. It's literally a flower shop. Like, it's kind of like a cookie jar. It is a cookie jar, technically, I'm pretty sure. But I feel like cookie jars themselves are fragile, but it just doesn't feel right to put food in it. It just feels like a decoration piece. So that's what I have it as, and I love it. And I also have a bunch of dried up flowers that my fiance has given me at some point. I like keeping my dead flowers. And then moving on to the books, we have the first 3 books in Zodiac. I'm accumulating the books little by little so that when I'm actually ready to read the series, I have a good amount of them. Whether I'll have all of them or not, probably not, honestly. but I still want to have a good amount before I start reading the series, just because I obviously don't want to buy the whole series at once because it's like a 12 book series, I'm pretty sure. So that's going to take some time. I'm not going to buy them all at once. So I have the first three for right now. When I'm going to read Zodiac, I don't know, but I will at some point. And then I have ACOTAR right here as well. When I'm going to read ACOTAR, I don't know. I feel like out of all of the fantasy series that I have, ACOTAR is kind of like screaming at me the least to read. Like, I'm more interested in reading Throne of Glass than I am in ACOTAR, and I know nothing about either of them. Moving down, I think this is fantasy. I think it's like dark romantic fantasy or something like that. But this is the Gods and Monsters series by Ambervina Cole. The first book is the Book of Azrael, and then it's Throne of Broken Gods, The Dawn of the Cursed Queen, and then the fourth book just came out, The Wrath of the Fallen. I am very excited to read this because it apparently has a badass FMC that I very much want to meet. I don't know when I'm going to meet her, but I will. And then I have City of Gods and Monsters, the House of Devils series. This is like urban fantasy, I'm pretty sure. It's like not high fantasy, but I think it's a little bit more up there on the fantasy scale, but it's still urban, meaning that it has like clubs and guns and like stuff that you would find in like regular books, even though it's still a fantasy book. Moving down even more, we have Empyrean, because duh. And these are technically not fantasy, they're more like paranormal romances. But I have the Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue, Her Soul to Take, Her Soul for Revenge, and Soul of a Witch. And then I have this special edition of Her Soul to Take. I actually might give this away, honestly, because I don't really need it all that much because I haven't read the Souls trilogy yet. So why I have this, I don't really know. So she might be given away. And then lastly, on the very, very, very bottom, we have one book, and it's Alchemized. Because Alchemized does not fit anywhere else, and it is fantasy. It's like dark fantasy. She was just put down there for safekeeping. Yeah, that's all that's there. Okay, this segment might have terrible lighting just because my window's right here. But oops, sorry. This over here is my sports romance dedicated situation. Up top, we have all of my Lego flowers and some other cute little thingy doodles here and there just to fill up the space. These are actually just like crates that I had lying around that you can get from like fucking Home Depot or something. They originally housed other things, like other decor that I had just around my room, but I changed them into shelves and I love them. This is the one area of my room that I will never change just because everything fits so perfectly, and I managed to fit all of the decor pieces that are on my wall around what's going on this shelf. This will never change. But moving down. First of all, these are all sports, hockey, I think all of them are hockey romances. So, first up, I have this little Melody and Kuromi pop figure set. These are so cute. I have this little Jellycat keychain that I got in a PR box. I'm not holding my mic near me at all. I hope you heard that. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to say it again. This little Jellycat keychain, it's a hockey puck, and I got it in a PR box. Love. First up, we have the Playing for Keeps series by Becca Mack. I have not read this yet. Then I have two arcs. I have two arcs that I received from Forever Publishing. I actually haven't read this one yet. The book came out, I think the book came out yesterday. Yeah, coming out November 4th, 2025. The book came out yesterday. I'm filming this on November 5th. It is Thrown for a Loop by Serena Bowen. I will read this soon. Hopefully. It is looks like a figure skating hockey romance. Cute. And then I also have the Red Card by Baron Moore arc that I got from Forever Publishing. I read this book as soon as I received it. This is actually a rugby romance, and I fucking loved it. This book was phenomenal. And then I have Killmonger and a little like Buddha statue. And then I have more hockey romance. I have the Undone series by Peyton Corinne, What Is Out of It, Unloved and Unsteady. I DNF'd Unsteady because I didn't like it, and I will eventually read Unloved because I think I'm going to like it a lot more. I have all of my Elle Kennedys underneath it. Campus Diaries and Off Campus. I will eventually read The Charlie Method. When, I don't know, but I will read it, I swear. And then moving down even more, we have, this is what's going on over here. Laying down. We have a little Hello Kitty that I got actually at an antique store in Georgia, and I fucking love her. She's so cute. This is the cutest Hello Kitty that I own. She's adorable. I have the Jacksonville Rays series by Emily Rath, one of my favorite hockey romance series that I've ever read. We have the Off the Ice series by Balcabra. Revolve just came out a few days ago. A few days ago? When did this book come out? We're going to say a few days ago. And it's right here. I haven't read it yet just because I'm not really in a hockey romance mood, but the cover is so cute. I love these. These are like the perfect, quick, fun, fluffy sports romance reads. I love Balcabra. Go read Off the Ice. And then I have the first two books, well, the only two books in the Colton U Playbook series by Stephanie Alves. I bought the Rule Breaker, and then I received an ARC PR package from Stephanie Alves with the Playmaker. That's where I got the little hockey puck Jellycat keychain. I got, obviously, an ARC copy of the Playmaker. I haven't read it yet just because I'm not in the mood for it. I really, 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 really wish I was. But as of right now, I'm in the mood to read like spicy, unhinged, like nonsense, fuck it books. I can't read a book that I really want to like sink my teeth into. Can't do it right now. So these have been put on pause, and I will get to them at some point. But I will read them, mark my words. And last but not least, we have my two big bookshelves. Originally, I just had this one. And like I said, I had that fantasy shelf right next to it in this spot. But I got another one. So now we have our contemporary, like rainbowy romance shelf. And we have our dark romance shelf, which I'm so happy about. I love the fact that I was able to organize these books in this manner because I fucking love it. We're going to start with this side and then we're going to move to this shelf. Again, the lighting might be a little bit weird because my window's over there. But anyway, starting off over here, obviously Boys of Tommen and Windy City are up on top because, as you guys might know, when I had these books in my shelf that I was filming in front of, I had a whole shelf space dedicated to my favorite book series, and these two series were on that shelf. So I moved them up here because obviously they have to be on top because they are on top. Next up, second shelf, we have some runner-up favorite series. Love these. I wouldn't even say runner-up. They're just like, they just happen to fit so perfectly. I have Chestnut Springs and Rose Hill by Elsie Silver. And then I have DC Stars by Chelsea Gurto. I have read all of Chestnut Springs and all of DC Stars. I still need to read Wildside and Wildcard, but those will get done by me. You mark my words. Moving down, we have a whole Lauren Asher shelf. Let me move down a little bit more. I have every single book that Lauren Asher has ever written, except for My December Darling, which is her Christmas novella. I have every single other book that she has written. I have all of Dirty Air, I have Dreamland Billionaires, and I love how I was able to fit Lakefront Billionaires in here. It just looks so perfect. I love it so much. I have a little Sasha baby Bratz doll. I have a little Smut Slut pin. Love. And then up here, I have a little amethyst tower. Moving down even more, we have my Knock 'Em Out books. This is one of the first series that I read when I started reading romance, and I love it. It will always have a special place in my heart, which is why I have special editions for it. And I have Kennedy Ryan on either side. I have not read these books yet, and hopefully I will very soon. I have a little My Melody little figurine thing. She's so cute. She's gorgeous. And a little antique vase with fake flowers in it. And then moving down even more, the second to last shelf, I have all of Addicted Calloway sitting right here. They all fit and they're all gorgeous. I love them so much. I have my Love Letter to Whiskey. Hopefully soon I will get the traditionally published version. I shouldn't, because I don't need it. But if I do, then she'll be in replace of this one. But I love A Love Letter to Whiskey. It is one of my favorite contemporary romance standalones that I've ever read in my life. It is perfection. And I have Candy Steiner's Red Zone Rival series. I'm actually missing the last book, but I have the first 4. And last but not least, the bottom shelf. I have all of my Anne Huang books. I have the Twisted series, and I have her Kings of Sin series. I've actually read King of Wrath, but I haven't read King of Pride, King of Greed, or King of Sloth. You guys, once I get my camera at the end of November, I will do so many more reading vlogs. Filming reading vlogs on my phone is really tricky because I have so many other things going on my phone that take up my storage, that constantly filming and importing videos onto my computer from my phone is such a hassle. So once I get my camera, it'll be so much easier for me to film reading vlogs, and I plan on filming reading vlogs for like literally everything. One I really want to do is reading books that I've been avoiding and having Kings of Sin be part of that video. Here I have just like some randos, honestly. I just wanted to have this space filled up. We have Say You Swear by Megan Brandy. It's not focusing on the books at all. Let's focus on the books. I don't think it's been focused on the books, the entire video, but it's fine. We have Say You Swear for the fans, which is one of my favorites. These two Abby Jimenez books that I might still sell and give away. Part of Your World and Just for the Summer. And then we have The Favor by Suzanne Wright, which is actually a really, really good Marriage of Convenience standalone. I highly recommend. And then we have my After series books. Like, they have to be somewhere. They started it all for me. So, they need to get some sort of recognition, even if it's at the bottom of the shelves. And now, last but certainly not least, these shelves aren't that big. They're like a little bit taller than me. And I'm like 5 feet tall. So these are maybe like 5'1", 5'2". Finally, moving on to my dark romance shelf. I am so in love with how this turned out. Top, we have some of my faves. We have Lola King with North Shore. We have all of my Lee River books because I read Edge of Darkness in October, and now Lee Rivers is like one of my favorite dark romance authors ever. We have Edge of Darkness, Psychotic Obsession, and then I have her Web of Silence duet that I haven't read yet, but I will read it very soon. And then I have C.R. Jane. I love C.R. Jane. I have the Pucking Wrong series, and I have her little Christmas book that just came out, Marry Me. I'm very excited to read this book. And then I have a little rose candle. That's another decorative candle that I've never lit. And a little calico critter. His name is Hilton, and he's so fucking cute. And then, just like my Lauren Asher shelf, I have enough Rena Kent books to fill up an entire shelf for her. So I have all of my Legacy of Gods books, all of my out-of-print, indie-published versions of Legacy of Gods. I love these versions so much. The new ones are ugly. I hate them. I have Beautiful Venom, which is the first book in her Viper trilogy. The second book actually comes out in a few weeks. I'm so excited. I have Kiss the Villain, which I did not really like, and I don't think I'm going to read the rest of the trilogy, but I still have it. And I have her Monster trilogy, which is probably the only other series/trilogy of hers that I'm going to read that's from her side of her universe that like is before Legacy of Gods. I don't think I'm going to read Royal Elite or any of her other books from the beginning of her universe, just because a lot of people say that they just aren't as good as like her newer stuff. So I'm not going to waste my time. I'm also not going to go out of my way to read books that I know for a fact that I probably won't like. Moving down, we have more dark romance and also some taboo books, but I wanted to keep all the dark colors together, so I figured why not. I have the first 2 books in the Into Darkness series by Nevessa Allen. I have Lights Out and Caught Up. I just got caught up recently, and I'm very excited to read it because it's a lot shorter than I expected, so I definitely think this is something that I could get through really easily. I also might listen to it on audio just because Teddy Hamilton is one of the narrators, and like I said, it's also really short, so it's something that I could get through pretty fast. I have all of my Sarah Kate books. I actually do plan on reading more of her series just because she is like my taboo romance queen. I love her. She is the perfect author for palette cleanser books for me because taboo books are like some of the best palette cleansers for me. I can get through them super easily and they're just a good time. They're always a good time. So I have Salacious Players and the first book in her second gen series, Two Salacious Players, which is Salacious Legacy. The second book, I don't know when the second book comes out, but the title and the cover was just announced recently. Next up, I have the Maid series by Danielle Laurie. I have not read this yet, and it's apparently like everyone's blueprint to Mafia books, so I'm very excited to read them. I have Devil's Backbone, which I have been getting so many comments on my TikTok. I'm so excited to read this trilogy. I'm pretty sure it's just a trilogy. I don't think there's any more that are coming out, but I guess I'll find out. But I'm very excited to read it. And then I have the Cat and Mouse duet, obviously. Dave Meadows must have his rightful place on my dark romance shelves because he is also the blueprint to a lot of dark romance men. Let's be real. Moving down again, we have the Ruinous Love trilogy, I think it's called, by Brynne Weaver. I haven't read these yet. I will. We have Nocticadia by Carrie Lake. This isn't dark romance. It's like dark gothic romance. It's not super dark. I've definitely read darker stuff. All the stuff higher than this is definitely darker than this one, but it does have like dark themes and elements to it. So I put it front and center just because I love this book. I love this book and I love the cover. It's so gorgeous. And then I have The Loser's Duet by Harley LaRue. I don't think this is dark romance. It's just a why choose. But again, I wanted to keep all the darker books together, even though these are like very bright. They're still dark romance. So I obviously wanted to keep the dark romance with the dark romance. And then moving down, this is actually the last shelf that has books on it because the shelf below this is just like a storage shelf as of right now because I don't have enough dark romance books to fill up the bottom shelf. But we have Devil's Night. I am currently in the process of getting all of the indie published versions of Devil's Night. So I'm pretty sure the last two, Corrupt and Hideaway, which are the first two books, come in like a couple days. I'm very excited. I have the Priest series by Sierra Simone. I actually never read Saint. Maybe I will at some point in my life. Maybe that'll be part of the video of books that I've been avoiding. But I never read Saint, and I don't know if I ever will, to be totally honest, but I have to keep the series together, obviously. And then I have Still Beating, which is a dark romance standalone that I have not read yet, but I do want to read very soon. Once I'm in a little bit more of a dark romance mood again, I will be reading her. And then I have a little wax warmer. And like I said, the bottom shelf of this bookshelf is housing random stuff. I have a reading journal that I actually haven't filled out in a long time. Oh my god. The last book I put in here was Heartless Beloved by Lola King. I read Heartless Beloved in April. It's November. Jesus Christ. I'm terrible. Oh my god, the power washing stopped. The power washing stopped as the video's ending. Of course, the wax for my wax warmer and my little thing for my mini mic. So yeah, that is it for this video. My bookshelf tour, you guys. That is all the shelves that I have in my room, and I love them all so much. Let me back the camera up a little bit more. Oh, the power washing started again. Can't get too comfy. But yeah, that is it for today's video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It felt very chaotic, but also quite organized. I've tried filming a bookshelf tour before and I did not like how it came out. I tried filming it months ago actually when I had like 2 shelves in my room, and like I said, I didn't like how it was turning out, so I just scrapped it, and I knew that once I got more shelves I would be able to refilm it for you guys. So here it is, and I am in love with my shelves. The 2 big ones, these 2 are the loves of my life. I love how they turned out so much, and I just sit in my bed and stare at them all day. Like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and yeah, these are my bookshelves. I'll see you guys in my next video. I hope you guys have an amazing day or night or afternoon or whatever time of day it is where you are. For me, it's probably like 4:30 p.m. and they're still power washing. I hope you guys are having a better day than me. But yeah, I love you all so much. Bye-bye.